Coming up on Cronkite NewsWatch.
Authorities busted 16 homes for illegal drug activity. We were at the announcement and have the latest on how this unfolded.
Plus, one Valley woman ends her hunger strike after more than a week of no food. We spoke with her and have an update on her impact.
And a local teacher giving blind students a firmer grasp on science in school. We'll introduce you to the woman improving their lives.
In-depth, insightful, innovative. Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite NewsWatch. I'm Cassie Clapp.
And I'm Mike Smith. Thanks for joining us.
A big step today in the fight against drugs and gangs. Phoenix police raided multiple homes today as part of Operation Southland. Cronkite News reporter Adam Waltz just got back from the news conference with the latest.
That's right, Cassie. It was all smiles today at the Arizona Department of Public Safety. A 5-month sting led to one of Arizona's biggest drug busts.
It's a great day in Arizona, especially the Phoenix area.
28 suspects were taken into custody today for drug trafficking, all part of Operation Southland.
And let's just be blunt on the terminology, they're gangs.
Gangs that originated in LA and spread to the valley.
The hub, of course, being the Phoenix metropolitan area. Then from that area, the tentacles spread out through other areas of the state.
For 5 months, over 300 police officers and firefighters have been working to bust the drug ring, seizing everything from cocaine to firearms.
A total of 78 ounces of PCP, which is a large amount of PCP. We had approximately 6.6 grams of cocaine. We seized 10 vehicles during the course of this investigation, and the amount of money that has been seized right now is at approximately $27,000.
This will go a long way in making the city of Phoenix what I hope to be one of the safest major cities in America.
Phoenix police are still searching for approximately 15 suspects. All are considered violent criminals. The Department of Public Safety is working with California officials to shut down the ring. Live in the broadcast center, I'm Adam Waltz, Cronkite News.
They put their lives on the line for our country, but now some veterans say they are at risk again because of negligence at the very institution designated to care for them. Cronkite News reporter Kimberly Hariza joins us live from downtown Phoenix with the details from today's rally. Kimberly?
These vets have already fought at least one war. Now they say they are fighting for fair treatment from Phoenix Veterans Affairs healthcare system.
These vets returned home after serving our country, and now they need help.
To redo things, to start over, to change my mind of how I was to how I am now today.
When I came back and I had PTSD, severe PTSD, because I was a combat vet, you know.
But they say they are still waiting on the VA.
I was injured in October 15th of 2011, and they could have gave me a new knee, and I could have been walking by now, but it's going on the 3rd year of me being in this wheelchair.
Vets and their supporters gathered today
to help the guys that have fought for this country and who are being denied help.
Almost every hour, every day, a veteran commits suicide. These veterans are out here today to say that this devastating number could be reduced if the VA was simply doing their job.
That's a result from poor care facilities, and it's a result from the VA itself. The VA was originally established with what's called a fiduciary duty. That's a duty to put the interest of others above your own interest. And then they get lousy care. Well, how do they feel like somebody cares about them?
Some vets say they have received letters like this one, saying their appointments have been canceled.
DDHD, delay, deny, and hope you die.
A congressional proposal would give the VA greater authority to fire employees for poor service.
If you can't hold employees accountable at the VA for failing, then nothing's going to change. There needs to be real personnel reform.
The Phoenix VA refused to speak to Cronkite News on camera, but a representative did release a statement saying it's disheartened to hear about the allegations, and it said the VA is open to discussion on improving patient care.
Participants at today's rally signed letters addressed to U.S. Senators John McCain and Jeff Flake asking for their support. The two senators will hold a press conference on Friday to discuss the Phoenix VA healthcare system. Live in downtown Phoenix, Kimberly Hariza, Cronkite News.
Arizona is famous for its climate and agriculture, and one entrepreneur is using both to help him expand his business. Cronkite News reporter Hannah Lawrence shows us a business incubator that could help him do just that.
Justin Rohner is trying to grow his business. He does agriscaping, which turns residential landscaping into gardens that grow food. That food can be sold at farmers markets. But he has a problem.
The smaller we localize food production, the more interested large lobbyists for large farms, large trucking industries will likely want to squash us.
U.S. Congressman David Schweikert says he wants to prevent that.
I'm doing everything I can to try to turn Arizona into sort of an entrepreneurial capital formation center in the country.
That's where SeedSpot comes in. SeedSpot is a local business incubator here in Phoenix that aims to give social entrepreneurs a place to grow their ideas. SeedSpot looks for new ventures which they can coach into sustainable business models. Schweikert says he's supportive.
This may be an option for you to finance your idea, to finance your future venture.
Roner is enrolled in the current SeedSpot venture program. He's hoping he can earn money to expand both locally and nationally. In Phoenix, Hannah Lawrence, Cronkite News.
SeedSpot's current venture program is in its 8th week and will finish up June 4th.
The Arizona legislature session is winding down, but that doesn't mean lawmakers are. The Senate approved 4 pro-gun House bills. If passed, they will allow you to take guns into low-security government buildings and freely discharge weapons on private property. Republicans say Second Amendment rights are under attack, while most Democrats voted against the bills. All 4 are headed back to the House for final approval. If passed, they will still need the governor's signature.
The legislature is also voting on an expansion of a school voucher program. It would give parents state money to pay for their children's private school tuition. The Senate is expected to debate the bill today, and it will go to the House tomorrow. The program was created in 2011 and was expanded last year.
A Phoenix teenager is back in Arizona tonight after spending a week out front of the White House. But her efforts to stop deportations are not over. Cronkite News reporter Jillian Idle joins us live from Washington, D.C. Jill, now that she's stopped, what's going on?
A new group of hunger strikers is in place today, taking over for Diaz and others after doctors advised them to stop. While Diaz may be ending her fast, she says she isn't ending her fight.
And so the work here is not done. I still have a lot more things to do in Arizona.
The same spirit she showed 9 days ago when she began her fast.
I hope to do it as long as I can until my body can. I know I'm a small figure and I'm only 18. I'm young, but I'm trying to stay strong.
The first day of her fast had the support of many others, but when we checked in with her later in the week, she was one of only a few still left out front of the White House. She said despite feeling fatigued, she was still holding on to hope.
Yesterday I was feeling a little weak, but today I feel better. And I hope with the support I'm getting, I feel better and I could last until my mom's release.
Cynthia and others took to social media to raise more awareness, and her efforts didn't go unnoticed.
Congressman Luis Gutierrez and Raul Grijalva have stopped by. Both of them agreed to support us and to write a letter of support for our loved ones.
She may not have gained the president's attention, but she isn't giving up. Cynthia plans to give speeches and ask local communities in Arizona for support. She says the next time she'll be in D.C. will be a celebration.
When she is released, I will come back with my mom to give another speech and to inform everyone else that, it's a struggle, but things can happen.
And this celebration could come even sooner than expected. Cynthia took to her Facebook page to say she had heard from her mom that she's one step closer to being released. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., Jillian Idle, Cronkite News.
Climate, cotton, citrus, cattle, and copper. They are the 5 C's of Arizona, and Cronkite News reporter Crystal Story tells us how one company found a way to supply more of one of them, and that's upsetting some residents.
Florence, 60 miles southeast of the valley, and underneath the town, copper, lots of it. For generations, it took blasting to bring it to the surface. Now, a group called the Florence Copper Project says it can do the same job without destroying the land.
Have to look at the base case, which is open pit mining, and compared to that, yeah, it's a much smaller footprint.
Here's how the process works. It's called in situ copper recovery. Wells of water infused with diluted sulfuric acid are shot 800 feet into the ground. The water, along with copper, is then pumped out into separate wells. The project also provides jobs in a town where the unemployment rate sits at nearly 10%.
At full production, we'll have 170 direct jobs.
But not everyone supports the project.
So to have somebody come from the outside world to come in and try to inject their plans on the community, it's certainly it's out of place, and it certainly doesn't leave a good taste in our mouth.
Jess Knudsen is with the town of Florence. He says people here are also concerned about their health.
We are not assured that the solution would not reach the water aquifer that is directly below the copper site.
But 18 permits for the controversial project have already been approved, and only one more is needed. In Florence, Crystal Story, Cronkite News.
The FCP says there's an additional benefit to this type of copper extraction. Unlike traditional mining sites, this can later be repurposed for both businesses and homes.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
How one young woman is using special boards to promote science among kids who are visually impaired. You're watching Cronkite NewsWatch.
Imagine being stranded.
Feeding 16,000 points for them.
From TV banks to computers.
Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Kiss me. That's my kind of man. You've been creating quite a stir.
Only 64% of Phoenix fourth graders are currently reading at or above grade level, and Mayor Greg Stanton wants to change that through an unlikely partnership. Cronkite News reporter Tweelon Nugent got an inside look.
Why do you think reading is important for kids?
To learn more.
Little Juan knows the importance of reading, but there's concern about his classmates at Hurd Elementary who may not.
It's my personal commitment as mayor to fight for an excellent education for every single child. That's why in Phoenix we've put a renewed focus on reading.
The city of Phoenix is bridging a huge generation gap, bringing together AARP volunteers who have several years of experience reading with young students who don't.
The need is here. And AARP has the volunteers that can really help our young students learn how to read.
AARP volunteers will work with just one student over the course of the year, reading them books, hoping that their grades will improve. Arizona director of the AARP, David Mitchell, says the one-on-one relationship between the students and volunteers builds trust, and in the end is beneficial for the students, even if, like Juan, reading isn't their favorite subject.
Math. Like math, all right. You like reading?
No.
In Phoenix, Tweelon Nugent, Cronkite News.
This partnership with the AARP is part of the mayor's initiative called Read on Phoenix. The company is currently looking for volunteers to work with students. Anyone interested can visit aarp.org/experiencecorps.
Ask a lot of parents and they'll tell you sometimes it's tough to get kids interested in science. But Cronkite News reporter Clarissa Tapia found a Valley woman who is making science easier for a special group of kids.
Calcium. Joaquin is learning science. So is Daniela.
I built all this in my group.
But there is something very unique about this class.
I can't see anything on this side. The only one that I can see is this one.
Joaquin can't see at all.
His hips.
Still, that hasn't stopped these kids from learning, or this teacher from teaching.
We're doing science activities at Foundation for Blind Children today. We're trying to provide the kids with a hands-on science experiment that they might not be getting in school.
Ashley Gonzalez just graduated from ASU with a degree in microbiology. But like many of her students here, she succeeded without ever seeing a textbook or a test tube. She did it by touch.
When I would get images in a tactile format, they would be very simplified, almost like comparing a picture of a person to a line drawing of a person, like a stick figure.
Totally blind, Gonzalez had a vision for how to make learning easier for her students.
Yeah.
These are just some of the countless boards developed to help kids understand science, all in the hopes of getting them excited to pursue a career in science.
It's really fun for them to feel like they can participate and be, scientists too, and not feel left out or like they can't do it.
And so far, it seems to be working.
We're in science, my favorite subject.
And that's all Gonzalez needs to hear. She's also full of hope that these young scientists will convert from classroom to career when they grow up.
I would be really excited that they were interested.
In Phoenix, Clarissa Tapia, Cronkite News.
Gonzalez's science class is offered by the Foundation for Blind Children. It's held once a month during the school year, and a special 4-week program is offered during the summer.
Coming up on Newswatch.
St. Mary's partnered with an Arizona association in order to include a missing ingredient in their food boxes to help nourish those in need.
And we have been so close to hitting those triple digits. Will we get there this weekend? I'll let you know when we come back.
Newswatch is one of the really big things I will always remember for the rest of my life.
You're lugging around all of your equipment, you are doing all of the work, and that's what makes it so fulfilling to me.
Being an anchor, I think, is a privilege. I enjoy every moment of it.
Seeing your show on air, it is one of the most surreal feelings ever.
What if we could unlock every mystery?
We're at the beginning of a revolution.
That's a huge discovery.
That's never been done before, ever, anywhere.
Touchdown.
No one feeds on curiosity like PBS. Give to your PBS station so future generations can keep asking, what if?
I am a chef. I cook for a living. And I think of PBS as a window to the world. That kind of place where you feel you are part of the story. I want to be part of every possible world is out there. That's when things become really amazing. And when you are able to see stories that make you wonder, makes you think, that's what really makes PBS so meaningful. And that's the kind of TV we need to be supporting today.
There are hundreds of thousands of people in Phoenix who would go hungry every day were it not for the generosity of others. The Arizona Cattlemen's Association is partnering up with one of the Valley's biggest food banks to add protein to these donated meals. Cronkite News reporter Brittany Bade has the story.
St. Mary's Food Bank gives out 200,000 meals a day.
We've been working very hard to try to increase the nutrition and increase the balance of the emergency food boxes.
But until today, those boxes were still missing a key food group.
There's got to be something out there for the people that need meat.
Usually when you come to food banks, you see items like peanut butter or canned goods.
Starting today, you'll still see items like these, but you'll start to see a lot more of items like this.
The Arizona Cattlemen's Association has started supplying fresh beef to St. Mary's.
Is proud to be a part of this partnership, proud to be a part of that well-balanced meal to feed the hungry.
The partnership will help St. Mary's use less meat from its food rescue program, which takes leftovers from local grocery stores.
But this is an opportunity to get our hands on the meat the first time, when it comes right out, when it's fresh.
Vicki Quinton used to live off food boxes. She started the effort to add more meat at the food bank, and she says it makes a big difference.
We're going to create a meal.
A meal created from the generosity of many. In Phoenix, Brittany Bade, Cronkite News.
St. Mary's Food Bank credits House Representative Carl Seal for his help in reaching out to the Cattlemen's Association. The food bank will start putting fresh beef in the boxes next month.
It has turned out to be a gorgeous day here in Arizona, but our friends up in northern Arizona saw a few sprinkles of rain earlier this morning. And as this small system moves out of the way, the clouds are pushing out of the way as well, but we're also seeing some higher wind speeds as well. Right now in Phoenix, we're at 13 miles per hour. Prescott is at 15. Shola, you're at 14 miles per hour. It's a little bit gusty out there, which is keeping our temperatures a little bit cooler. Right now in the valley, we're at 91 degrees. Goodyear at 91 as well. Up in Deer Valley, you're at 88 degrees right now. And throughout the rest of the state, they're seeing these winds as well, which is dropping down temperatures. Flagstaff is at 63 degrees, Grand Canyon at 65, but over in Yuma, they're cooking over there at 93 degrees right now. And as we move into tonight, our lows are going to drop down a little bit. It'll still be a comfortable night for us in Phoenix at 65 degrees. Yuma's at 70 tonight. Grand Canyon, it's just like it's winter still. 27 degrees tonight. Flagstaff is at 34 degrees. And on Sunday, we're going to have Easter, so you want to know if we're going to have a good Easter picking time. 66 degrees at 6 a.m., noon 85, 4 p.m., the highest temperature of the day, 91 degrees. And moving into our 5-day forecast, we're going to dip down into the 80s for a little bit on Friday and Saturday with a chance of some rain. Sunday and Monday, we're going to be back up into those sunny temperatures, and we'll finally hit those 100s later on into the week. For your Cronkite weather, I'm Jamie Purvis.
Coming up on Newswatch.
The season is over, and unfortunately, I'm not talking about the D-backs. Final day of the NBA season is here, plus a local high school coach reaches a major milestone on the diamond. I've got your sports for you coming up next.
A tradition of excellence, integrity, and innovation.
The second I came in, I fell in love with the program.
The Cronkite School propels students into the new era of journalism.
Students are learning.
Digital, entrepreneurial, and collaborative labs encourage students to shape the future of the industry, and the industry is watching.
We have come here to meet with students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism.
The Cronkite School, the journalism school for the digital age.
What if television could sweep us away to another time and place?
Very nice, my lady.
And could take us from the Gilded Age to the Great War. From the heat of the chase to the heart of a queen. No one tells stories like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring stories like these to life. What if television could remember the heroes we honored, the music we danced to, the dreams we chased?
The hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
No one tells our nation's story like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring America's story to life.
It started back in October, but the end of the 82-game NBA season is here, and what a season it was. All 30 teams are in action today, playing their final game, and while we know which 16 teams are in the playoffs, not all the matchups are set. In the Eastern Conference, the Pacers and the Heat battled each other all season long, but it's Indy who finishes the year on top. The Hawks are locked into the 8th seed, but 3 through 7, look at all those possibilities, and I'm not going to waste your time trying to explain all of them because let's be honest, it's the Heat, the Pacers, and then everyone else. Completely different story, though, over in the West. Who knows what's going to happen? 4, 5, and 6 are all set. Blazers will play the Rockets in the first round, but the game Suns fans are probably most interested to watch is Dallas versus Memphis. Winner gets either the Clippers or the Thunder. Loser plays San Antonio. And those old Spurs with Pop, Ginobili, and Duncan leading the way, 19-game win streak. They finished with the league's best record, but now it's time for the best plays of the year. Number 3, and Suns fans will definitely remember this when they took on the Blazers. Who says basketball is a team sport? Not Gerald Green. He does it all by himself. He has got nowhere to go with the ball, so he just throws it off the backboard. Give him the assist, the dunk, and the board all on the same play. And then over to number 2, Twitter exploded when this happened. Paul George gets the steal against the Clippers, and then look at this. A 360 windmill. I can't do that on a pop-up shot with the stepladder. That's just insane. One of the best plays all season long. And then number 1, the play of the year. Winner of last year's dunk contest, Terrence Ross. Kenneth Freed, I hope you're not watching. The Manimal gets absolutely postered. I think his dreadlocks weighed him down on that one. The best play of the NBA season. Another great year of NBA action in the books. They didn't make the playoffs, but hats off to the Suns, surprising everybody with a successful season. Unfortunately, it looks like the D-backs are having the year everyone thought the Suns would. But hey, the Mets are in town. Everyone beats the Mets, right? Wrong. Top of the first, it's already 2-0 when Kirk Neuenhuis rips a single up the middle, and he loved absolutely everything Bronson Arroyo was dishing up. Fourth inning, Neuenhuis again. Here comes a 2-run bomb going way, way back, headed for the pool. But the ball stays dry, but the D-backs would get shut out 9-0 and fall to 4-13 on the year. So who knows how many wins the D-backs will get to this season, but one thing's for sure, it won't be 800. The high school softball season is winding down, but one coach continues to rise to the top. Cronkite sports reporter Michael Canderas caught up with the coach to relive his milestone.
Coach Ed McQuaid will forever and always go down in history as one of the best high school softball coaches in Arizona.
People ask me, well, if you won 800, how many lose? I say, about 3,200.
Greenway High beat Kellis this season, giving Coach McQuaid his 800th win. After the game, he received an award for his milestone victory.
Coach McQuaid loved receiving the award, but he said his favorite part of the night was when he walked back to the dugout and asked his team what their record was. And they replied, 0-0.
It's the team's way of staying humble.
It's never like more pressure on one game than another. It's every game we go out and just play our game.
When Coach McQuaid first came to Greenway, he was focused on a different kind of pitch. He was the music teacher. And for 11 years, he waited until a softball position came available. It was music to his ears. The rest is history. Part of Coach McQuaid's legacy at Greenway is what he demands of his players.
We expect them to be model citizens on campus and off campus. We really firmly believe that if you do it in a classroom, you will do it on the field.
In Phoenix, I'm Michael Canderas, Cronkite Sports.
Coach McQuaid's 800 wins also moves him to number 14 in the nation's all-time high school coaching softball career wins list. And guys, more bad news. The D-backs lost again. The Mets complete the sweep, but don't worry, they won't lose tomorrow. They got the day off.
My dad's a Mets fan, so I'm a Mets fan. That's it for Cronkite NewsWatch tonight. We're always on the web. Just head to CronkiteNewsOnline.com.
While you're there, you can also sign up for our daily email headlines from all of Cronkite News. Thanks for joining us. Good night.